Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Tactics Ogre Battle, with your host as always, Mah-Dry-Bread. Where we last left off, we're about to go to Scarabellum. Now this will be the last episode that I will fully voice act, because this is where the plot finally starts to take off. Or, the last little part of where the plot starts to take off. So quiet, it doesn't seem like a port city. Since the White Fang troops arrived, the people in the towns around here have been more cautious. The port used to be bustling with activity. Who's there? How rude to ask questions without first introducing yourself. The woman in the middle looks like a knight of Raniclus. Raniclus? I think that's it. They've already filtered into this town. Excuse the ambulance going by, I live about a block from a hospital. Usually that doesn't happen during the recording. We may have no choice but to fight them. She's from Raniclus? I'd guess from her attitude that or her attire that she's a spellcaster. Mah-Dry, be mindful of the elements. You know about the four natural forces that protect us, right? I'm going to say, of course I know. Of course I know, let's go. How annoying. If you get in our way, we'll kill you. Okay, I'll explain to you real quick the element system in this game. There are 4 elements. There is earth, wind, fire, and water. They do not act in like a square where one beats the other, beats the other, beats the other, that whole thing. It's actually, see, she's wind and I am earth, which means we both do bonus damage to each other. And just like fire does with water, where they're super effective against each other instead of, one being weak against one, then, you know, that whole thing. So I'm just gonna move in closer. I don't know what my AI partner is doing. She's probably just gonna go around, like, at a long range trying to heal. I'm just gonna get up here in the fight. I have to be a little bit careful of, the witch, or the, wizard, rather. She is the wizard class, at least. I need to be a little bit careful of her. Because she is a caster and I don't have very high intellect. Intellect is your magic attack and defense. Alright, this guy's name is literally Bad Guy. What's everyone else named? Mishi and Bartith. Okay, Bartith and Mullen. I like Bad Guy here. Wow. Okay, I'm just gonna slash him. Yes! Blocked it. Shields are really good. The tower shield. Really good item early on. Bit expensive, so I'm probably not gonna deck out all of my soldiers with it. Now's a good time to start explaining what I'm going to be doing between episodes. Starting after this episode, when I get control of like party management and stores and everything, between missions, I'm going to be off-screening some power leveling, equipping my team and stuff. All the party management stuff I'm going to be off-screening, and if I do anything major, then I'll just show you at the start of the episode anything major I did, just so you guys can follow along better. But I'm not going to be doing all the party management and hiring and all that stuff. I'm not going to be doing all of that on screen because it's very, very time-consuming. Ignore the cat on the door. Everything and its mother is interrupting me today. And my morning tea is delicious. They're too much for us. We've got to do something. Well, maybe they wouldn't be familiar voice. Mah-Dry! Maybe they wouldn't be too much for us if our knight friend had got over here and helped. I'm glad that you're safe. And you as well. We'll celebrate our reunion after we deal with these rogues. Alright, so, I believe the archer's name is Oswald, but I might be remembering it wrong, and Richter. They have arrived to assist in the fight. This is the last fight where all of our troops are computer controlled, except for the main character. Alright, I'm gonna go after this Bartith guy, because I'm Earth, he's Wind. Slight bonus. It's a much more evident bonus when you're a caster. Okay, this counterattack's gonna hurt. The knight's much stronger than these soldiers. Oh, it was blocked. The knight is much stronger than these basic soldiers. And she has a long sword too, which is much better than the short swords we're all using. Although I believe the long sword is slightly weaker than Richter's rapier. I could be wrong. I know the rapier is a lot lighter. If you carry very heavy equipment, you wow, blocked another arrow with it. If you carry very heavy equipment, it will slow down how many tiles you move, but it won't affect your agility. So she's using Thunder Flare. It's a very basic wind spell that it strikes from overhead and it can't miss. Fairly weak, though. If you have high enough intellect, instead of shooting just one panel, it'll shoot 5 in like a cross, kind of like a crisscross symbol. So good for crowd control early on in the game. I believe we'll actually get her Thunder Flare spell if we win this fight. Oh, he'll probably hit. He's attacking from behind. I really like the animation on Richter. Hit him, and not a kill. Okay. One unfortunate thing, though, about Lightning Bow, although it is a very powerful attack, seeing as it's holy, you'll only get the element bonus against the undead, because only the undead are Bane element. Undead and demons and stuff like that. Okay, I can probably finish Bardeth here. Come on. I even hit lower than what it estimated. I'm not going to worry too much about getting hurt in this match, though, because we have Richter and Irvana, I believe her name was. Both of them have a heal spell. And the way spells are used in this game, by the way, I don't think I've explained yet, but you don't have a limit to times you can use the spell. You recharge, at the beginning of each turn, you'll recharge 10 MP magic points. And as long as you can afford to cast a spell, you can cast the spell as many times as you want. Once per turn, however. But you could potentially cast your lightning flare, or your lightning, whatever spell, you could potentially cast it like 1,000 times a match if you had enough MP. A fireball, not the greatest spell to have on her because it's not her element, but as you saw there, it affected the ground. Another thing I haven't explained yet, she burned away the grass. If I turn on, whenever it gets to my turn, it'll let me, I can turn on this little chart where each tile has its own elements that it boosts. And it boosts or brings down. Where if you stand on that, like, let's say I'm standing on grass. Grass is wind, I believe, whereas dirt is earth. If you're standing in water, water is obviously water, and it makes fire a lot weaker. Basic stuff like that. So if you're standing on something that complements your element, or if the enemy's standing on something that hurts theirs, it's very useful. As you can see in the top right here, in the top right, all these stone steps, they weaken wind and strengthen fire. Strengthen earth, which is green. I'm earth, she's wind, now would be a really good time to attack. But I want to kill these people. Are they gonna... I think they're gonna kill him. Okay, I can definitely finish this guy, even if the grass here weakens my element. The elements aren't very noticeable right now, mostly because everyone's a low level. Ooh, level up. Not very noticeable since everyone's a pretty low level right now, but it will become noticeable later on. Also, in my training, I will be fighting both training battles and some like random encounter battles, so I will have some new equipment I'll be finding every once in a while. I'll try and keep you guys pretty updated on if I find anything major. And I'll also try and keep you guys updated on what emblems the characters have, because I find that very interesting. Wow! That's impressive. It's realistically, it's incredibly hard to block a rapier with an actual slashing sword. In fact, the rapier is made to counter the saber. Okay, it looks like we've got this one in the bag. We can finish off this soldier pretty easily, then go after the one with the bow. Actually, no, does she have a bow? I'm pretty sure she has a bow. As you can see there, although that was blocked, you get a cool animation if you're using your class's favored weapon, which for a knight, your favorite weapon is a sword, and you can see there, his favorite weapon there is a high priest, is a rapier, so you got that little special animation. Alright, now if you leave bags sitting around after you win the map, you'll get all the loot anyways, but if you land on and grab it early, keeps other people from grabbing it. I'm sorry. Still a little bit sick. However, if you do get one character to grab a total of 5 loot bags, then they will get an emblem that makes it so whenever they find random loot, which is like buried treasure that you can find randomly by waiting on certain squares, when you find buried loot, there is a small chance that it will be there's a chance it'll be a little bit better than what it was going to be before. Like, instead of getting a long sword, you might get a long sword, or like a sword slightly stronger with an element on it, or maybe a rapier instead of a long sword. Stuff like that, a trident instead of a pike. So, very, very useful to have, and a very easy emblem to get. I don't have any ranged attacks, so I'm just going to be moving up here, and looks like I'm going to be waiting. But we've got them completely outnumbered and outgunned. Hopefully we can kill the archer. I think she drops something along the lines of a Cup of Life, one of those items that permanently increases stat. So those are always good to stock up on. Thunder Flare coming in. Now, she's not very smart going for the magic user, considering he's going to have the highest magic defense. I wish the turn change didn't take so long sometimes. Okay, now I'm hoping she's smart and goes for a back attack. No, she's backing up to heal. Why didn't... You see, the computers make stupid moves sometimes. What they should have done is have Richter heal himself, since he couldn't reach any of the enemies anyways. And then Arvana could run in and slash the caster in the back. Oh, it looks like he can reach with a lightning bow. I didn't think he'd be able to hit from here. The house is kind of in the way. Ooh, decent damage for magic attack against a magic user. Generally, unless you're casting the opposite element of the opponent, they're pretty resistant. Now, could I finish her here? She is on ground that's... Yeah, I can do quite a bit of damage. I'll go for it. Can't pass up an opportunity like that. We're on ground that powers me up and powers her down. She's a caster with light armor, and I got a back attack. A lot of damage for that. Almost double. Now, is she gonna go after me? No, she's not. She's not taking a very good move. She's moving where we could pincer attack her. And she's still aiming for Richter. I don't know why. She should be aiming for me. I'm the weakest one here. If she's smart, she'll go in for the kill. No, she's gonna keep healing. Okay, Richter better go in for the kill then. Actually, I kinda hope he leaves her for me so I can get the experience for the kill. Oh, I think he's trying to get a side angle to get a better chance to hit. I hope he misses, because I've got pretty much a guaranteed hit, attacking her from behind with her low agility. Well, looks like he finished her off. I guess this is it for me. Alright. We'll see what we got for this match. Congratulations! No money, a Stone of Swiftness, and a Thunder Flare. Stone of Swiftness is an item that permanently increases your agility by 1 or 2 points, I believe 2. After we were attacked, we boarded a small craft and came to this port, where we spoke with the mayor. The townspeople have been willing to provide information, but not money or soldiers. Are they too cowardly to protect themselves? They take our protection for granted. Since the island was subjected by the Holy Lodis Empire, Ovis has fallen under the jurisdiction of Felis. I've heard that some towns still have a grudge against Lodis because of the reformation. Things probably won't go smoothly, even though this is Lodis territory. But it's also true that Southerners want nothing to do with Renicolas. They dislike us both and the people of the North. As for the task at hand, our mission is to investigate and resolve the conflict here. According to our information, the number of foreign soldiers and pirates has increased over the last year or two. We have also heard that pirates were spotted here a few days ago, so we hid and waited for their return when you showed up. The White Fang troops are under the direct order of the Lord of Ranunculus. He must have some hand with the current problems. What is with that table stacked on a table on the right? I'm sorry, it's distracting me. But, oh god, the Batrels, they ruled Ranunculus for generations. Their current lord is Naris. Before inheriting that title, he was the head knight of the White Fang troops. You can tell this was not meant to be read out loud. A lot of these words throwing me off, these fakey names. I doubt this is merely a show of power, so have you discovered their intentions? No, I'm not certain of anything yet. They've been acting in small groups. Their leader is a knight, but the rest of them seem to be disorderly fellows. Maybe bandits, oddly enough. They made no demands. They've just been excavating ruins and collecting old books. Well, I doubt they're here merely as historians. What do you estimate their numbers to be? We know little about their strength or true objective, but we do know that the troops which are causing the recent problems are stationed by the ruins southeast of Naja. Their leader is Nishart Brifolt. Nishart Brifolt, a knight of Ranunculus. Jesus! Will you attack them head on? No. If we attack them directly, the enemy will have the advantage, because they're more familiar with this area. Therefore, my plan is to attack them from the flanks. That way, they'll have their backs to the ocean. I'll go through the forest, and you'll cross Vespa Hill and attack from the west. But we are too few to divide in half. Take this. Da-na-na-na! 3,500 goth, that's quite a bit. Prepare your troops for using these campaign funds. Enter the ruins while we lure out their main force. Capture the leader and find out their purpose. Alright. Blah 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 blah. Okay, that was just explaining how I can now go to my screen here to see all of my allies and everything. These are my troops so far. It's my organizing screen. I can go to the training screen where I pit my soldiers against each other to gain experience, and we can also go to the shop to hire, buy, and sell. Now, I'm going to be doing all this stuff in between episodes, but the next episode is going to be a very special one, and at the very beginning, before the match, I will be showing you my full team. So, let me just give you a quick recap here of Mah-Dry. He's level 2. He's a soldier, he's chaotic, which, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, chaotic doesn't mean evil. Chaotic is, you don't follow orders, you don't really care about law very much, you're a free spirit more than anything. Then there's neutral, which is you don't really care one way or the other, and there's lawful, which you are very strict with the law. You know, a very orderly knight. So because we're chaotic, I believe we cannot actually be the knight class, which will hurt our strength a bit. Because the stats you have depend on what class you level up as. Now let's check real quick. No, we can't change into anything else but a beast tamer. Anything is better than a soldier, let's become a beast tamer for now. They specialize in whips, they have a decent health gain, all around a little bit better gains than a soldier, and if you have any kind of beast like a griffin or an octopus on your team, and they're nearby your beast tamer, they'll perform a little bit better at everything in combat. And the rest of our team doesn't really matter. You'll see why next episode. But until next time, have a nice day.